Hey, what's going on, guys? Your boy Bakes here, and welcome to my first ever MLB 17 The Show rebuilding video. Today, we're going to be rebuilding the Cincinnati Reds. Now, this is going to be a pretty tough rebuilding challenge. You know, it's always tough when you have teams like the Cubs, the Pirates, the Cardinals in your division. So, it's going to be quite interesting. But we do have a fairly talented roster. We've got players like Joey Votto. And we do have some young talent too, so this is going to be quite interesting to see if we can rebuild this in 3 years and win a championship. So right now you can see me just scrolling through the roster, checking out who we have, what talent we have. See, we have got some quite decent players. Nick Senzel there, great young prospect. Some of the biggest needs for this team, I think, is starting pitching and also right field. So you can see me moving some of these guys up to the MLB. Homer Bailey is our best pitcher at 79. So here, see me going out trading for Mike Montgomery. We're trading away a couple aging starting pitchers. That's a decent trade. And see here, trading a few more prospects away for Will Smith, the reliever from the San Francisco Giants. So that will help us in the long run. Trading away a catching prospect here for Eric Goodell of the New York Mets. And then here's quite a big trade. We're trading away Stevenson and Jesse Winker, two of our top prospects, over to the Cardinals for Stephen Piscotty, who is a very good right fielder, only 26 years of age. So that's going to be a great acquisition for us. Here's another trade. This one's quite a big one. We're trading out our top prospect Nick Senzel over to the Chicago Cubs for Kyle Hendricks. And as you guys will see later in the video, this is going to be a quite good trade for us. Kyle Hendricks is going to work out well for us. Here we're trading Amir Garrett, another one of our young pitching prospects, over to the Tampa Bay Rays for Jake Odorizzi, who's a very solid pitcher. So we're just making some improvements here, trading away our prospects. You know, we got to win a chip in 3 years, so no time for these prospects. So you see now, going over the pitching rotation and our bullpen, it's looking alright. You know, we got some good young pitchers there. Kyle Hendricks is going to be our ace for this year. So it looks alright. Now we see me in free agency looking at Brett Lowry, formerly of the Chicago White Sox, and we signed him just to be a bit of a platoon player for us. Now you see the lineup against the righties. Looks pretty good. And then who's going to be on the bench? Tucker Barnhart, Zach Cozart, good players coming off the bench. And then the lineup against lefties. Mainly left-handed batters in the lineup, or right-handed batters I should say. So I think we're going to be a bit better against lefties, but yeah. So we're going to start simming the first season here, and we'll sim up to trade deadline and see if I can make any moves there. Alright, so here we're at the first year player draft in year 1. And, you know, for rebuilds, the draft is actually quite a good way of bringing in some young talent that you can develop into some good players or use as trade pieces. And, remember the name Sylvester Bauman, that catcher we just drafted, because he's actually turns out to be quite a good prospect. As you see here, 91 potential, 70 rated already, just 18 years old, which is fairly decent. And also David Cairo, the second baseman right here, 20 years old, 68 rated, 91 potential also. So two very good prospects coming out of the draft. So yeah, we're now here at the trade deadline. See, got a record of 47 and 58, so not doing too well. But Kyle Hendricks has been great for us, 11-2, 2.80 ERA. Fantastic pickup. See, Bailey's not been doing too well. Odorizzi's been solid. Disclafani's been okay. Montgomery's been pretty decent. Finnegan's been shocking. Wood's been shocking. Singrani's been shocking. Goodell's been shocking. Storin, the bullpen's just not doing well. So we're going to have to look at improving that. We go over to the lineup. Billy Hamilton's been decent. Perez has been decent. Vardo's been pretty good so far. Duvall's been decent. Piscotty's been decent. Jeanette's been okay. Suarez's been decent. Mesoraco's been not too good. And Zach Cosart's not doing too great either. So now we're going to be getting into the trades again. Carson Smith of the Boston Red Sox. We're going to be trading away some prospects. Bring in Smith. Good young reliever. And we'll bring him in. Now we go to free agency and see Jordan Walden here. Formerly of the St. Louis Cardinals. He wants quite a bit of money. But it's alright. He's a good reliever, so we'll bring in him. And hopefully he can do a job. Now another kind of big trade, we're going to be bringing in Marcus Semien from Seattle. He's been having a decent year. He's going up in pretty much every stat. We'll be trading away Zach Cozart and a few other prospects here. So we'll make that trade. And at the end of the first year, we finished 80 and 82. We do not make the postseason, but I'm happy with 80 and 82 in a pretty tough division. That's not bad for our first year, and we can definitely improve. We'll now look at the final season stats. See, Carl Hendricks was absolutely fantastic for us, 16 and 3. Bailey was not that great. Odorizzi was pretty decent. Disclafani was okay. And Mike Montgomery was actually pretty decent. Finnegan was not too great. Walden wasn't. Smith wasn't. Goodell wasn't. Storin wasn't. Smith was okay. Will Smith and Iglesias was not too great either. So bullpen definitely needs some improvement. Billy Hamilton was okay. He had a pretty good on-base percentage, as you'll see here, 323. So not bad. Perez was okay. Joey Votto had a pretty good year, 33 home runs, 297. That's not bad. Adam Duvall was pretty decent also, knocked in 88, hit 30 home runs, so that's not bad. So solid stats from the players this year, but we can definitely improve. And you see the bench players here. Tucker Barnhart was decent. Brett Lowry is decent. Alcantara is decent coming off the bench, so not bad there. See the awards now. Clayton Kershaw won National League MVP, and I think Nelson Cruz, won American League MVP. So Cy Young was Kershaw and Chris Archer. Batting titles Corey Seager and Frankie Lindor, and reliever of the year Tony Watson and Zach Britton. Rookie of the year Andrew Benintendi, who's a stud, and Jose Martinez, and Hank Aaron was Seager and Trout. So now we'll sim the postseason and get into the first off season. And we'll see who wins the World Series here. And it is the Dodgers defeat the Indians in the 2017 World Series. So there you go. When you got a stacked roster of the Dodgers to have, you're going to be pretty good. So yeah, we'll get into the postseason now. And see down the bottom there, Jordan Walden retires, but down the bottom, I was freaking out because I thought Bryce Harper retired, but no, it's Brian Harper of the Nationals. So Bryce Harper's not retiring. Yeah, I was going to say why, but there you go, it's not Bryce. And Ichiro and Carlos Beltran are the Hall of Fame inductees for this year. So now here, free agency. Not too many talented players here. Not that many great players. I'll offer all the contracts to my players after this. The SC looking for improvements here. There's not too many great players here. So I think I might as well just save most of our money for next year when Bryce Harper and all that's in free agency. See me just scrolling through. We do, however, find Lorenzo Cain is here in free agency. And, we could improve in the outfield with Cain or just trade him away. So I do go ahead and offer Lorenzo Cain a pretty good deal here. And hopefully we'll bring in Lorenzo Cain. Even if we don't start him, trade him away for a reliever or something along those lines. So it's pretty good. And you see here, Lorenzo Cain accepts our offer. So Lorenzo Cain comes to Cincinnati. And you see Yu Darvish. Dodgers are getting even more stacked. Yu Darvish heading to the Dodgers. Lorenzo Cain's coming to the Reds. So now here, get offered to trade Billy Hamilton for Matt Moore and Hunter Pence. Matt Moore had a terrific season last year for San Francisco. 16-5, 2.17 ERA. And Hunter Pence, even though he's getting on a bit, 34 years of age, still a good player. And we did just sign Lorenzo Cain, so there's no real need for Billy Hamilton. So I will go ahead and accept this trade. And pretty much instantly after that trade, we get offered Brett Cecil, Jose Martinez, who just won Rookie of the Year, and Marco Gonzalez for Hunter Pence. So I accept this trade from the Cardinals. Brett Cecil, good, solid reliever. We need relieving pitchers. So we'll accept this trade right here. So start of the second year. And we'll have a look at the rotation. It looks pretty good. Matt Moore slides into the third spot in the rotation there. So we're actually looking pretty solid. And hopefully we can have a better year than last year. See the lineup here. Lorenzo Cain leads off. Perez, Votto, Duval, Piscotty, Jeanette, Mazzaraco, Simeon, and Suarez with the DH there. But it's a pretty good lineup. And hopefully we can improve on last year. Our first trade of the year, of the regular season, we'll be getting Neil Ramirez for Jose Martinez. I thought this is a pretty good trade. We don't really need Jose Martinez, and we do need relieving pitching. So that's a pretty decent trade. Next trade, we're getting offered here from the Dodgers, Luis Avilion for Tyler Goodell. We'll accept that. So improving the bullpen once again. And we're here again, trade deadline of year 2, and we're doing pretty well. We are at 59 and 42, I think that was. 59-48, sorry. But we are first place in the National League wildcard race. So we're doing very well. Kyle Hendricks having a bit of a down year, but he's still not doing that bad. Odorizzi is doing okay. Matt Moore's not doing great. The starting pitching rotation is not doing that well this year. But you see the bullpen's actually a lot better this year. Carson Smith's great, and Brett Cecil's great as a closer. So we're doing alright. See the lineup, Lorenzo Cain's doing well, Perez is doing well, Votto's doing well, Duval's a bit down this year, but it's alright. Piscotty's alright, Jeanette's alright, Mazzaraco's not doing great, Simeon's doing okay, and Suarez is actually doing pretty well. See Tucker Barnhart's actually doing great off the bench also. So next trade, big trade. We're trading away Brandon Finnegan, Luis Castillo, and that David Cairo, second baseman that we drafted last year. He's up to a 75 A potential, but we are trading all those three for Starling Marte, and we'll do that trade. That's a great trade. Duval's been down, and look at this. And then in the year number 2, finished 86 and 76. We have made the postseason as the wild card team, and we'll be taking on the Giants. So in our second year, we've made playoffs. See the starting pitching rotation, it's been solid. Pretty solid. Homer Bailey's still not doing too well. Mike Montgomery did not that great, but the rotation was good and the bullpen was a lot better this year. So, it's good. Carson Smith was great. Will Smith wasn't that great, and Brett Cecil was alright as a closer. You look at the lineup, Lorenzo Kane was okay, Marte was okay, Votto, another great year from him, Biscotti was alright, Jeanette was actually decent, Mesoraco was not that great, Simeon was decent, Suarez was good, and Perez was okay. And you see the bench players there, nothing too crazy. But yeah, we're in the playoffs now in our second year. And see there, Cubs won 103 games. Look at this. The Dodgers won 115 games. They are absolutely stacked. Kershaw and David Price win MVP. And obviously they also win Cy Young. Goldschmidt, Miggy win batting title. Aroldis Chapman and Kenley Jansen win reliever. And Bellinger and Moncada win Rookie of the Year. Hank Aaron's Miggy and Goldie. So yeah, we're here in the playoffs, taking on the Giants in the wildcard game. Carl Hendricks against Madison Bumgarner, and we win. And we'll be taking on the Dodgers in the division series. So Carl Hendricks pitched well. The offense was well too, 10-2 win. And here in division series, we lose game 1. Game 2, Matt Moore and Yu Darvish, we lose. Thinking, oh God, here we go. We're going to get swept by the Dodgers. Like, come on, man. So see me here, Homer Bailey, you're not pitching. Carl Hendricks is pitching here against Kenta Maeda, and we win. We win 5-2. Matt Moore is taking on Clayton Kershaw here in Game 4, and we win. And we're coming to Game 5. Jake Odorizzi against Julio Urias. Can we make it through? And we do. We win 7-1, and we're in the National League Championship Series, taking on the Chicago Cubs. Man. And look at the pitching rotation numbers. They've been pitching quite decently. Odorizzi and Hendricks have been pitching very well. Here, Game 1, Arrieta against the former Cub, Carl Hendricks, and we win. Jake Odorizzi taking on John Lester. And we win. We're up 2-0. Matt Moore against Ryan Williams. And we take an L. So now, Homer Bailey, you ain't pitching, son. Get Hendricks back on the mound. Hendricks against Anderson. We win. We're up 3-1. Can we not blow a 3-1 lead? And we win. And we are into the World Series in our second season. We are in to the World Series, taking on the Houston Astros. And here, Carl Hendricks taking on Dallas Keuchel. We take the W. And Odorizzi against McCullers. Game 2, we win also. Matt Moore against Colin McHugh, and we win. We are up 3-0 in the World Series. Can the Cincinnati Reds win the World Series? No, not yet anyway. Odorizzi, and we win. The Cincinnati Reds have won the World Series in just our second year of the rebuilding. We have won the World Series. Oh my. How have we done that? I don't know. We'll take a look at the stats. Matt Moore was not that great. Bailey didn't get the pitch. Hendricks was fantastic. And so was Odorizzi. The bullpen was actually decent. Avilan didn't give up a run in 8.1 innings pitched. Carson Smith was great. And Brett Cecil was also great. Look at the lineups as well. Marte was great. Votto was absolutely insane. Biscotti was good. Jeanette was good. Simeon was good. Great lineup. And we win the World Series in just our second year of the rebuilding. We have won the World Series. And take a look at the awards. Playoff MVP is Joey Votto. And Brett Lowry wins World Series MVP. So there you go. And how about that? We win the World Series. But you know me, we're going to have to go for a back-to-back title. I was going to say a three-peat, but we just going for back-to-back. It's a 3-year rebuilding challenge. So let's see if we can win back-to-back titles. And I'm sorry, I forgot to record it, but look at this. In a second, we've signed Bryce Harper. We win a World Series, and then we sign Bryce Harper. Like, bruh, we stacked out here. We are absolutely stacked. Alright. Let's take a look at the lineup here. It started year number 3. Hendricks, Odorizzi, Matt Moore, Bailey, Montgomery, Iglesias, Ramirez, Avalon, Goodell, Smith, and Cecil in the bullpen. And the lineup is just insane. Marte, Lorenzo Cain, Bryce Harper, Joey Votto, Scooter Gennett, Stephen Piscotty, Devin Mesoraco, Eugenio Suarez, Jose Perez. And then we have players like Duval and Simeon, Barnhart, and Lowry on the bench. Man, we are stacked. If we don't win a World Series this year, and we won one last year, I don't even know how that's happened. And here, we're just getting even better. We are acquiring Tim Anderson from the White Sox for Sylvester Bauman, the catcher we drafted in year number 1, and also Adrian Arturo. So, we're getting even better and better, man. Here's another trade. We got offered from the Phillies for some random right fielder. We got offered Hector Neris, so I'm going to take that. Improving the bullpen once again. And we're here at the trade deadline, and we're not doing well. We're 50 and 51. How are we doing worse than last year when we went out and got Bryce Harper? I don't even know. The rotation's been pretty trash. Bullpen's been alright. But the rotation, I think, is letting us down here. Marte, Cain, Harper's been great. Joey Votto has been a bit down this year in the power numbers. But yeah, well, hopefully we can turn it around for the end of the year and actually make playoffs. Nah. We finish 80 and 82. And we don't even make playoffs. We win a World Series, we get Bryce Harper, and then we don't even make the playoffs. Man. Anyway, guys, this has been a pretty good rebuild. We won a World Series within 2 years with the Cincinnati Reds, so I'm pretty happy with that. If you guys have enjoyed this video, leave a like. Tell me to who to rebuild next. And yeah, guys, I'll catch you later. Peace.